Kate says, after getting my wisdom teeth pulled, I woke up and the first thing I said was, my tongue feels like a cat's tongue. And I started licking my hand like a cat. Hello, you guys. It's me, Nikki. Hello. You fool. I love you. Hey, guys. Today, I was in the mood to get creative and challenge myself to try something new. All right, so as usual, I was in bed scrolling through Twitter, and just like all the good things are on Twitter, I found this post right here. This insanity. And to be quite honest, at first I was like, well, that's cool. I love Photoshop too. It's makeup. So creator Lithuanium Snow created this sort of inverted X-ray power of makeup look. Lithuanium Snow is the one that made it go boom. And then the original creator, I believe, is Patina Makeup from Poland. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna try and do this sort of like X-ray inverted power of makeup look, I want to share some funny or very unique spooky medical unique stories. On Twitter, I asked you guys some unique, funny, spooky medical stories that I can share with my audience as I'm trying this look. One thing, the symbol system for whether my makeup is bought myself with my own money, if it is PR, if it is an affiliate, if it is an ad, the symbol system is now completed. So starting from today, I am hoping to kind of change the industry a little bit and become more clear. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, bye. Let's do it. Okay. I just love how in my last video, I admitted to you guys that the color black in makeup just scares me so much because it's so hard to blend. And then now half of my face is gonna involve the color black a lot, and blue. So it's like nightmare. Moving on. To just keep things easy and fresh, I'm just gonna start off by doing my normal side, and we're just gonna create some soft, regular, old ass glam, perfect for the gram. That's just gonna be like the pretty side, and this is the side where it's gonna be at. Okay, the party's over here, not over here. So the first product I'm using is Symbol System. It's coming. I'm actually affiliated with Farsali. I do have an affiliate code with them. So first I'm using the Farsali Skintune Blur Serum Primer, and I do have an affiliate code with them, and that is Nikki if you want to save some money at checkout. I only allow my face to cry on one side to prevent wrinkles on the other side. Okay, so we're just gonna work this in. For foundation, I'm using the Ordinary Serum Foundation because it's affordable and incredible. Time to get rid of that under eye discoloration. I'm going in with my Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer. The difference. Okay, time to set it and forget it. I'm using the Pro Filt'r Loose Powder Setting Powder by Fenty Beauty in the color Butter. This is a lot to handle. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brow off camera, and then I'll be right back. Time to Optimus Prime. As always, I'm going in with my P.Louise Base in 0.5, and I'm just gonna use a dry beauty blender to tap that onto my lid and prime, baby. Prime, baby, prime. This right here is the palette I'm gonna be working with today. This is the brand new Morphe 35G. This is a bronzy spring summery dream. So I'm gonna be dipping into this and creating some glam for the gram. I wanna dip into this. And while I apply that, Maria Alvarez has a creepy medical story for us. Once on the oncology unit, I went to check on my patient, as she told me if I could close her door because kids kept coming in and out of the room. Number one, they don't allow little kids on that floor. I tried not to lose my cool and didn't tell her there weren't any kids. No, goodbye, not doing this, goodbye. I have a creepy story like that too. Well, it's not creepy, it's more special to me. It's non-medical, but I do really think it's fun to share. Back last year when my little brother just passed away and we had his like ceremony and we fully said goodbye to him. Back at home, my mom has a bathtub at home that has like the jets and like the bubbles and everything. But basically the only person in the house who would use that bath was my little brother McGrath. Like pretty much every Friday he would go in that bath, he would sit in there for hours, he would put the jets on, he would just have the time of his life. And after we had a ceremony, my mom would get ready in the bathroom and she would like apply makeup and get ready, change her clothes. And I believe 3 to 4 times the jets went off. And the jets can only go off when the water in the bathtub is at a certain level. The jets went off without any water in it. Now, I like to be the very, you know, realistic type of person. So I'm like, Mom, it's probably like a sensor error. Like something is probably wrong with the technique. We have to get it checked out. But my mom was like, nope, that was your little brother. Do you guys believe in signs like that and stuff like that happening? While I go blend this crease, Melanie has something to tell about her giving labor to her baby. After the anesthesiologist gave me meds during labor, I thought it would be funny to push when no one was watching. I laughed my son out. Melanie, A+ to you. On the lid, I'm applying Glare. Kate says, after getting my wisdom teeth pulled, I woke up and the first thing I said was, my tongue feels like a cat's tongue. And I started licking my hand like a cat. All right, I too have a funny medical story. So when I was younger, I would used to break bones in the most stupid way possible. Who remembers back in the day when there was Pokemon, but it was Pokemon cards? I collected hundreds and hundreds of these like trading Pokemon cards. On one hot summer day, my brother, I was in the front garden, he was in his room, and his room was right above the front door. So if you stood in the entrance, he could sit in his room and speak to you. He was like, do you want this like Charizard card? And I was like, oh, it was like out of all the hundreds of cards, Charizard was the one I didn't have. So I was like, yeah, of course, like give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. So he was like, okay, back up a bit, back up a bit. So as I'm backing up to catch Charizard, there's a fence that is like knee height. The fence hits the back of my knees and I fall down, and in my fall, I fall on my wrist. And I broke my wrist. I literally broke a bone. I broke my wrist for Charizard in Pokemon. Oh my God. So right now I'm gonna go off camera, apply some mascara and some lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, let's do these lips. First I'm gonna line using the Huda Beauty Lip Contour in Trendsetter. And to fill in, I'm using the McGrath Femme Liquid Lipstick. All right, guys, that is one side done. Now let's get creative. Okay, I'm not gonna lie when I say that I'm super, super nervous to do the X-ray side of my face because it is something I've never done before. It is completely changing all things I know about makeup. Wherever there's darkness, here on the other side, there's lightness. But I think doing looks like this is important to keep you on your edge and to keep you motivated to try new stuff, and it might help a more regular routine because you understand everything a bit better. So now that I've spent an entire minute trying to convince myself that I should finally start, I'm about to start because I want to take this bit by bit, portion by portion. I'm just gonna focus on what I feel most comfortable doing, and that is eyes. So I first have to Optimus Prime, and I'm using the P.Louise Base in white. White. You was a bad bitch. You got this. Priming. And I'm being quite rigorous with the prime because like, oh, even the makeup gods are against me. They're like, we're throwing stuff on the floor now. I'm gonna make it even easier for myself because I always start off when I'm doing my eyes, I always have my brows on. So the first step should be brows. And usually after doing my brows, I would carve out using a concealer. But now since right underneath the brow is pretty much the lightest part of my eye, that has to be near black. Okay, higher up in the crease, I begin applying the sort of foam green color. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. This is so scary. Then above this, it's gonna be dark, and here it's gonna be light, and here it's gonna be dark again. Blending this in, hoping that the makeup gods are on my side today. Now I'm taking a white matte shadow, and where my darkest part would be, I'm placing that, but also blending it with that greenish color. Yes. Then, because I never do what's easier or smarter for me, I actually did a sort of like a cut crease. So I actually have to mimic that in darker colors, which is a true and total pain. Now, underneath the brow should be dark. I'm literally using this to carve out my brow and start highlighting in reverse. Let me tell you, if you want to practice your blending game, do this, because blending blacks and seafoam greens and blues and whites is a challenge. All right, next up, inner corner, because on this side is pretty much white, so here it's got to be black. So the lower lash line should have a gap of whiteness because it's so dark here, and then it fades out into the darkness again. You know, this is the one challenge where you don't have to worry about having dark circles, because that's what you want. Off camera, I'm gonna pop some lashes on, and the lashes are gonna be painted white. And then the next sort of challenge will arise, so I'll be right back. All right, time to focus on the skin. Now, I'm just gonna start using creams because creams are easier to like blend your mistakes with. So I'm dipping into a bunch of like the Makeup Forever flash palettes. I'm taking the Kryolan TV paint sticks in black and white. While I go figure out the placement of like the midtones, the highlights, and the shadows, here are a couple more medical stories. Ruth says, right before a surgical procedure, after being given ketamine, I started crying because I thought my husband was a chocolate chip cookie and he looked so good, I didn't want to eat him. I said, baby, I love you. I don't want to eat you because that would make me sad. Ruth, oh my God. So I know this looks like a mess right now, but in my mind, now I kind of have a feeling where the lightness and the darkness should go because it can be so confusing. And now it is time to blend it all to perfection and then reinforce where it needs more power. And I'm just tapping away, trying to make art out of this mess. Dill says, during my psychiatry posting, my patient started talking about multiple dicks that she's craving for a solid 15 minutes. Trust me, things can get pretty intense here in the ward. You know, oddly enough, this kind of feels like a Bob Ross challenge because you have to, it's like literally painting with the creams and then going in with like your medium color and then going in with like your darkest color and then blending the two together. I feel like the next step could be drawing birds and happy little trees somewhere, and this is Bob Ross. Okay, now we're gonna add our beaming highlighter. This is gonna look like I'm wearing glazed donut in reverse, hopefully. Okay, so once you're happy with your design, you're taking a translucent powder and very carefully set all your heart work in place. And then all that is left to do, finally, is the lips. For lips, the inside rim should be the lightest because that is the darkest on this side, and also the outer edge a little bit since we lined. And then the rest of the lip should be like this minty sea foamy green. I'm just taking a wipe and removing all the paint. Oh my God, I can't believe the end is near. This by far was the hardest makeup look I've ever done in my life. Then setting that with a shadow. And you see that little hint of lightness surrounding it? I am gonna use that to my advantage, so I highlight in reverse. that's it, guys. That concludes this crazy inverted X-ray power of makeup tutorial. I hope you enjoyed while I shared some of your craziest, spookiest, most unique medical stories. All right, guys, so without any further ado, let's go on to the Dutch word of the day. In my last video, of course, the Dutch word of the day was for diamond, diamant. And Serena Webb said, Nikki, in this video, because diamonds are what? Me watching a diamant is a girl's best friend. As for today's Dutch word of the day, let's go for X-ray. And when you need to get an X-ray, you're examining what? The bone. So let's do the Dutch word for bone. Bot, b-ot. Bot is singular. When you say bones, it's botten. If you want to be featured in my next video featuring the Dutch word of the day, all you have to do is leave a comment down below featuring the Dutch word of the day, or leave a video response on Instagram under the hashtag Dutch word of the day. I love you too, my botte. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for this crazy video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one.